Don't bother me. Doing what I'm doing. You ain't doing nothing. His brand workshops. You can first stop. Welcome back, y'all, to the next episode of Don't Do That.
Don't do that.
Right here on Epic Fridays, y'all.
On 16 TV. And right shameless plug, we do own the rights to this music. So, today, we got some topics for you. What are we going to start out with?
Well, we are going to actually go ahead and start off with update on Robert Brooks.
That's the most
As you
important.
know, we talked about one of them already. One of them took the plea deal. So we have, where'd it go? Oh, there it is. Sorry, guys. So we have Michael Fisher. He had pleaded guilty to second-degree manslaughter.
Okay.
Excuse me. Let me rephrase that, you guys. Michael Fisher. If Michael Fisher would have pleaded guilty.
So he did.
Oh, no. He would have only spent 3 to 9 years. Now, he had rejected the offer, and it is going to trial. And he now faces 5 to 15 years in state prison if he's convicted of it.
Because he pled not guilty? And he's one of the people
he's taking it to trial. Of course he is.
He's one of the people that was at Marcy?
Yeah. Michael Mashaw, a guilty plea to second-degree manslaughter would have resulted in a sentence of 4 to 12 years in prison. And, of course, he also rejected the plea deal and is going to go to trial, and he will possibly spend 5 to 15 years. Now, David Walters, he declined the offer for second-degree manslaughter, which recommended a sentence of 3 to 9 years. And, of course, he'll face up to 15 years. Nicholas Gentle was the only officer who did obviously plead guilty on Wednesday, accepting a reduced charge of misdemeanor attempted tampering with physical evidence. He attempted to cleaning up the Brooks' blood in an attempt to conceal the crime. He has received a 1-year conditional discharge. The other 3 officers who declined plea offers are scheduled to return to court for pretrial motions on June 4th. So you have 3 dummies and a smart one. All the evidence they needed is right there on that body footage.
Yeah, I ain't never lied.
You can't sit there and deny any of that footage. You can't. You guys murdered that man in cold blood. He choked on his own blood.
It's on video.
It's right on video like it was like a natural thing for you guys to do.
What do you mean?
Like it was a normal thing to do.
What are you saying?
You know, since we're on prison, we can go ahead and take care of this last one. Well, this part of the last one.
Okay.
Guys, he's not getting out. People are calling for Trump to pardon Derek Chauvin. Slammed by state attorney general who says former cop still owes Minnesota 22.5 years. Stop it.
Stop it.
Marjorie Taylor Greene, stop it.
Stop it.
Elon Musk, stop it.
Stop it.
JD Vance, shut the hell up.
Stop it.
Stop. Because at the end of the day, I'd be sitting here all for it, right? You let that son of a bitch out.
Oh, it'll get nasty. It'll get nasty.
So stop.
I mean,
stop
you got to think about
for
this.
This man murdered this man. He got murdered. He murdered this man.
This is what they do so that they can play in your face.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, be professional. Oh, turn the other cheek. Oh, give, put your faith in God. All while they steady killing us. All while they steady shooting a young boy in the back when they could have winged him in the leg and took him into custody alive. And his father wouldn't have killed your partner the next day. Use your brain. Look at what's going on out here. Wake up.
Mm-hmm. All right, it's on you, good sir. It's on you.
Now, in lighter news, the show Buffy the Vampire Slayer is very, very close to my heart. I used to love that show, man. I used to love the vampires and the werewolves and the demons, and ghosts and goblins, and all that different stuff. And Willow
Oh, Lord have mercy.
going dark and turning into the most dangerous villain there was on the show. I mean, I just liked it. I liked the spinoff Angel and all of that. So that being said, bless you. That being said, this is why I like watching certain shows so that I can go, oh, I know her. She was from. Okay, so they are doing a Buffy the Vampire Slayer reboot, and it is going to be on Hulu. And I saw some footage this morning of Sarah Michelle Gellar, the OG Buffy the Vampire Slayer, calling Ryan Kiera Armstrong. I wanted to make sure I didn't butcher her name. She is going to star with Sarah Michelle Gellar in Hulu's Buffy the Vampire Slayer reboot. She will play the new Slayer.
Okay.
Gellar reprises her role as Buffy Summers, as well as executive produces the project.
Right.
Now, in my imagination, that means comedy would ensue if Buffy had a daughter. Okay. And Buffy is on the end that her mother used to be on, but she hasn't told her daughter that she was the Slayer, and that's where she gets the gene from. And then, she has to basically let her know what's going on. And I don't know if that's the route they're going to take. But
we'll see.
When she called Ryan, and Ryan was in tears and thanking her for the opportunity, and it was really moving to watch this little girl ascend to an IP that I, as a kid, loved, and I get to see this reboot.
Nice.
And so, guess where the little girl is from? And I liked her in this. Pause for dramatic effect. She was in Skeleton Crew.
Oh, really?
She was the little girl Fern, who was strong and very leader. I mean, you just felt that vibe from her. She was a very strong presence even as a little kid. And so I'm like, okay, she has this vibe about her. And then they cast her for perfect.
That's
okay,
perfect one.
Young Slayer. She's got the attitude. She, of course, can train with trainers to do the fight scenes and what have you, and line work and whatever they're going to do. Wire work or whatever they're going to do. But yeah, I just want to let y'all know that is definitely in the works. I had questions as to whether or not they're going to have cameos from Allison Hannigan as Willow and older Willow. They could definitely do Charisma Carpenter. I know she's still out here. She could come back as Cordelia. I mean, I'm trying to see David Boreanaz come back as Angel for a quick little cameo. Why not? Why not? This is the time of what do we call it? Fan service.
Right.
No Way Home Spider-Man, that taught you fan service.
And speaking of, isn't it? Because obviously her sister's not going to be able to be involved in it for two other reasons.
Yeah, of course.
One, she dies
Michelle Trachtenberg will not be able to be involved in any flashbacks or anything else. R.I.P. R.I.P. Michelle Trachtenberg. But
she died on the show, and
she died on the show, and she actually has passed away in real life as well. So yeah.
Go on to your next one. I'll save the.
I wanted to know that I wanted to know, will they remix the original theme song to Buffy the Vampire Slayer, or will they go with something completely different?
I think they should probably remix it. I don't think they should go with anything different.
Yeah.
I feel like they should kind of remix it a little bit. There was not. I mean,
Yeah, and doing a remix to it would be cool, just to give that nostalgia. I mean, because there's a lot of people that don't even know about Buffy the Vampire
right?
Slayer, but for people like me, it would be cool for them to do some type of remix to it, give you that, like they did, like James Gunn did with Superman. Where you have the
Yeah,
da, 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 da,
but you
da,
have
you
more of
have
a.
that, but
It's different.
it's different, and yeah, yeah, we want to see what happens with that. And then the next one that I had was also in the entertainment world, because we're gonna hit you in the middle like a sandwich with the entertainment, and then come back with the heavy.
Mm.
So
Yep, this one.
DDG, I don't know if you guys are familiar with this guy. He is a social media
Music artist, I
music
guess.
artist. Uh, I'm not really all that familiar with his music because you know me, if it's not about bars, kind of don't register on my radar. But he registers on everyone's radar because he shacked up with Halle Bailey, and Halle Bailey is of course known as the Little Mermaid that everyone had a problem with because of her
So
skin
stupid.
color. And so he hooked up with her, and they had a son named Halo. And the pictures that she has shown, because
Mm.
she has placed a restraining order, they placed a restraining order on DDG, the father, because the pictures she showed of her arm shows. I don't know if this man really did this. I'm not saying that he did or did this.
Right, because we don't. You're right, because we don't know anything.
Allegedly, the bruises on her arm in the picture came from him. He came over to pick up their son or to drop off their son or what have you, and things occurred. And so now she has a restraining order on this guy. And the only reason that this is news, and I want him to know that, the only reason that this is news is because of her. Is
Yeah.
because of her. So if that is any indication or any hint, if this is true, you might be a little salty because the only reason that this is news
Mm. Young
is because
men,
of her.
you guys need to learn to please just walk away from the
Yeah,
situation.
keep your hands to yourself,
Let it
man.
go. I don't know the
It ain't worth
situation.
going
Don't
to
really
police
care to
contact.
know. But at the end of the day, walk away. Don't let words get into your head.
I
Okay.
told
At the
one
end
of
of
my
the day.
homies that, man, don't chase that female and end up in trouble, man. Do what you got to do, handle your business,
Mm-hmm.
because that's the trap right there. Don't do it.
So,
Don't do
you
it.
got anything else?
Nope,
No.
that's it.
All
Back to
right.
the heavy.
Ooh.
Back to the
This
heavy.
one. This one hits real big because we all know that this officer genuinely should have genuinely. And yes, in the words of his father, y'all should have burnt that motherfucker down.
Oh, I'm intrigued now. What is this one?
On August 9th, 2014, 18-year-old Michael Brown was
Mm.
shot and killed by police officer Doran Wilson in Ferguson, Missouri, a suburb in St. Louis.
Mm.
All right, so we have homicide, police shooting, participants Darren Wilson, shooter, Michael Brown, deceased, Dorian Johnson, accompanied Brown. Now, there were no charges, litigation, wrongful death, lawsuit settled for undisclosed amount. So let's take it back. Brown was accompanied by his 20-year-old male friend, Dorian Johnson. Wilson, a white male Ferguson police officer, said that an altercation ensued when Brown attacked him in his police vehicle for control of Wilson's service pistol. The struggle continued until the pistol fired. Johnson said that Wilson initiated a confrontation by grabbing Brown by the neck through Wilson's patrol car window, threatening him and then shooting at him. At this point, both Wilson and Johnson state that Brown and Johnson fled, with Wilson pursuing Brown shortly thereafter. Wilson stated that Brown stopped and charged him after a short pursuit. Johnson contradicted this account, stating that Brown turned around with his hands raised after Wilson shot at his back. According to Johnson, Wilson then shot Brown multiple times until Brown fell to the ground. In the entire altercation, Wilson fired a total of 12 bullets, including twice during the struggle in the car. Brown was struck 6 times, all in the front of his body. This event ignited unrest in Ferguson. Witnesses to the shooting claimed Brown had his hands up in surrender and said, "Don't shoot." So protesters later used the slogan, "Hands up, don't shoot." A subsequent FBI investigation said that there was no evidence that Brown had done so. Peaceful protests and violent riots continued for more than a week in Ferguson. Police later established a nightly curfew. The response of area police agencies in dealing with the protests was strongly criticized by both the media and politicians. Concerns were raised over insensitivity tactics and a militarized response. A grand jury was called and given evidence from Robert McCullough, the St. Louis County prosecutor, on November 24, 2014. He announced that St. Louis County grand jury had decided to not indict Wilson in March 2015. The Department of Justice reported the conclusion of its own investigation and cleared Wilson of civil rights violations in the shooting. It claimed that Wilson's account was corroborated by bruising on Wilson's jaw and scratches on his neck, the presence of Brown's DNA on Wilson's collar, shirt, and pants, and Wilson's DNA on Brown's palm, and claimed that witnesses who corroborated the officer's account were credible. The U.S. Department of Justice concluded that Wilson shot Brown in self-defense. In 2020, St. Louis County prosecutor Wesley Bell spent 5 months reviewing the case with an eye to charge Wilson with either manslaughter or murder. In July, Bell announced Wilson would not be charged. And you remember what time they also announced the fact that he wasn't going to get indicted? Oh, I do. It was about 9:30, 8:30, 9:30 at night. So you already have so much unjust going on because the boy was murdered. You started an altercation with this child. He was 18. I don't give a damn. 18. They are still kids at that age at the end of the day. And all of a sudden, apparently, police officers, witnesses are just more credible than other eyewitnesses. And it's funny how things can start peaceful. But ignorant ass people just love to throw the word around to get things started. At the end of the day, they had a right to protest like that and protest violently. I don't care. Yeah, they burned their shit up, whatever the case may be. Well, you know what? You killed their friend. You killed one of their people. You murdered him. And again, if you weren't guilty, why are you paying money? Why are you paying money?
What's litigation about? What is there to litigate?
And my God, the undisclosed amount, I mean, I can only imagine.
I want to pose a question. I want to understand why people who aren't black get so unnerved and feel so uncomfortable when they hear us use the word nigger.
It's just,
why do y'all get so uncomfortable? Not her. She doesn't like the word. I understand. But people that are racist, why do y'all have a problem with us dropping the hard R? That's what y'all think. So why is it so hard to hear the word nigger from us? Behind closed doors, when you're not around your friends that you work with, that you talk to every day.
You hang out with these people?
You hang out. Do you hang out with these people?
Have you been sheltered by these people?
Do you hang out at their house? Go out and
party
and drink and party with them. Not them come to your friend circle, but you go into theirs and learn about them like they learn about you. That's the thing is when the brothers hang out with the Mexicans or when the brothers hang out with the white boys, we trade lingo. Just like the old days back when the Indians and the pilgrims, when we trade. That's what cultures do. When you sit down and really kick it with somebody and learn and understand them, then you can go, you know what? Okay, I dig, and they can dig you. But if you're so close-minded that you can't see past the color of their skin and understand that they have a heart just like you. They have blood running through their veins that's the same color as yours. And if it's the same type, you could get a blood transfusion and live if you were about to die.
Mm-hmm.
They have 2 eyes, just like you. Teeth, 32 of them, just like you. What's the difference besides the color of the vehicle? It's the same make and model, basically.
Okay, so also on that note too, I do got a question. Because it's about these immigrants, and I'm not going to call South African the South African white immigrants. They're not refugees.
No.
Okay, because if the brown immigrant, if Mexicans are considered immigrants, regardless if they came in here legally, illegally, or whatever the heck they may be, it's supposed to be a refugee. They were running from something, and you knew it. You had people working here for years, years, and still got deported.
Got legal paperwork.
And still got deported because they didn't have an actual. They weren't in here legally. Well, how? They were paying taxes.
I've seen reports of people that had their paperwork and everything that have been here legally that have been working.
Oh, what they do? Get a misdemeanor or something? Still. They must have gotten in trouble for something small, huh? Probably a traffic violation or something. Maybe. You know, but a misdemeanor.
Like traffic stops.
You know, that's usually how it goes.
I don't like them traffic stops.
That's usually how it goes. So, but that's it.
Don't do that.
There ain't no difference. Period. The only difference is one immigrant is white. So, anyways, thank you again for coming out and seeing us. We will see you next time on Matt is How Monday. Until then, like, comment, share, subscribe, get notified, and we'll see you Monday.